Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make a informed decision. And I've had the Graph network on my to-do list to review for a long, long time. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I know it was really hot when it got launched, had a lot of attention, and everyone says pretty much good things about what it's trying to accomplish and what it's already accomplished. Now, when it went live, it was on the mainnet of Ethereum. It proved itself there, and then it has expanded to a vast array of different projects, and it's proved itself there. It was in beta, I believe, for over a year or so. Now it's off. Uh, from my understanding, when they bring on another ecosystem, it goes into beta for a first little while. They test it out, and then they deploy it. Now, I can't really tell you everything at all that it does. I'm going to have to dumb this way down because when you're reading through the literature or even talking about this project, it's pretty technical. You need to kind of be a developer to totally understand everything it's trying to do, especially on a deep level. But on the surface level, I think I can dumb it down to explain roughly what it does. Now, it solves a lot of real world problems, and this is uh, as good of a real world utility token as there is. I'll put it up there with, say, Matic or Chainlink. It is very, very impressive. Now, they're trying to go 100% decentralized in the future. That is their end game. This project reminds me of what everyone kind of thinks um, crypto and blockchain is and was and what it should be like. This project's trying to do every bit of that. They have a foundation, and they're literally trying to take all the data and let it run itself basically with the entire ecosystem, having an input uh, in the governance like through a DAO. No one controls any of it in the future. They're not there yet, but it's basically they want to get it to pretty much a hands-off, ecosystem that's 100% decentralized. So you got to love that. Now, the way it was simplified to me was the guy said, you know how Chainlink has brings data from like Web2, the corporations onto the blockchain. Well, the graph basically takes it off the blockchain back onto Web2 and onto Web3. However, it organizes it so you can actually access it and make sense of it. Because if you think about it, guys, imagine the information that's on the blockchain when you have all the interoperability and the bridges and the DeFi and the metaverse, and you have all this information going on, and a lot of it doesn't talk to each other and all that stuff. It's got to be immensely complex. Well, that's one of the things the Graph network solves. So it's pretty impressive, and that's about as much as I can tell you about it. I just know if you want to learn more, go to thegraph.net. Check it out. I mean, when you look into their ecosystem and read everything they're doing, guys, it's first rate. It's really impressive. And one thing that you always want to look for in a crypto, in my opinion, especially if you're thinking about stacking it, is that what is it linked to? Like what is it, Metcalfe's law? The more things you link to, you multiply that out, and uh, that tells you the value. Well, this ecosystem is expanding, and all the major like layer ones need what the graph offers. So here's the other part about that. Once they're linked to you, when you talk about longevity, are you going to be around in 2 years, 3 years, 8 years, 10 years? Well, once you have, this entire blockchain ecosystem tied to you and needs you, it gives you a lot of security. Now, that doesn't mean there's not a risk and all that stuff, but it has everything you want to see in investing in a token from the application side and from the way everything's set up. Now, if you want to learn more, you can also go to the graph.academy. Now, I was going to go through some charts with you for the tokenomics. I looked it up when I originally went through this project on my cell phone, and the cell phone gives me a whole different set of charts than came up on my laptop. So I can't really find the information that I wanted to go through so I could talk to you about the tokenomics. But without going into detail of the tokenomics, here's the downside, guys. Now, you know I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. As far as the setup, the real world utility, the execution, the roadmap, everything the graph is doing is first rate, first rate. However, when I study the tokenomics, guys, it's got some of the worst tokenomics in crypto. There's nothing positive about the tokenomics. Now, I hate to say that, but you know, they control way too many of the tokens. They were rewarded, in the beginning. And the biggest problem, guys, is the unlock of the supply. And is the tokens that are going to be unlocked in the next couple of years, it's just immense. It's way, way too many. Billions of tokens are still left to be unlocked. And I tried to do the math to give you some numbers, but guys, that's not what I'm really good at. But I do understand inflation and bad tokenomics. And here's the problem with this setup. It's really good for the people that set up this program, right? For the founders and the foundation and the developer team and all that. They've probably already made a ton of money, and they're still going to make more. But they're going to make more from selling that supply into the community, which is the token owners, and that is going to keep going strong, I believe, till the end, the outside of 2023. Then it slows down. Now, that being said, here's my take on it from an outsider looking in. My educated guess is they pretty much set this whole thing up to be rewarded on the front end, but then leave it. Like I said, they're trying to get it, their roadmap is to get it decentralized where it basically runs itself, just like what we want blockchain to be and Web3 to be. And then down the road, once all those tokens are, unlocked, maybe 3, 4, 5 years from now, it might end up being a heck of an investment. 10 years from now, who knows? Because the supply will look totally different. But in my opinion, guys, there's no reason for me to park my money in this project, even as good as it is. And I'm not looking to, do the risk reward out 4 or 5 years from now. There's just way too many projects that I want to put my money into. So I absolutely love the Graph network. I like their utility. It's very, very needed. Like I said, all the developers that I've talked to about it love what the application does for them and their ecosystem. So, my thoughts are if we could find a competitor down the road, maybe a new competitor comes out with different tokenomics, I'd be looking at that. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Sorry that wasn't the outcome you probably wanted. Phenomenal project. I can't say enough about how good the project is and how needed it is. It solves a problem, but the tokenomics just are not good, guys. So that's all I got. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you think I got it wrong? I went down to Reddit and I read a lot of stuff. They try to justify some of the tokenomics, but at the end, guys, the supply just keeps increasing faster. It would absolutely have to explode at a really strong rate just to keep up with the inflation. Just like the government's printing money around the world, same exact outcome. And then once that stops down the road, like 3, 4, 5 years from now, whole different scenario. But I'm not looking to wait that long. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We're trying to grow this community and we would love you to be part of it. Hit that notification. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And either way, guys, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps us out a lot, and we do appreciate it. Take care.